Hey y'all, Shelly here with another tip for hospice nurses. So if you have a patient that's suffering from a poor appetite and they're really struggling to eat anything at all, something that I have found to be very effective for this is a low dose of steroids. What I will typically see the doctor's order is going to be something like dexamethasone, 4 milligrams QAM, possibly prednisone, 2.5 milligrams or 5 milligrams QAM. But just once a day with this low dose of steroid can be really effective to stimulate their appetite. I prefer the steroids over something like Megace because you may have some added benefits from the steroids. A lot of times patients will tell me, my arthritis is better. Like my bones aren't hurting me as much as they used to. Or I just have more energy. Or I just feel better. I think that's probably what I most commonly hear from patients is I've just been feeling so much better since I started taking this. So it really can improve their overall quality of life, which is definitely a good added benefit for that. Now, what we'll typically see is you'll give it every morning. Remember with steroids, even with these low dose steroids, you don't want to give them after noon because it can keep the patient awake. So always in the morning. We see minimal side effects though because it is a low dose, but if your patient does complain about being jittery or jumpy or anything like that, let the doctor know they may want to cut the dose in half and see if that will still be effective. Now, unfortunately, I see the steroids work not 100% of the time. I'm going to say in my experience, about 80% of the time. So there's probably that 20% of the people that it's not going to work on. And I do tell the patient and the caregiver this up front so that they're not counting on this to be this great drug that's going to work because it may not. I usually give it about 2 weeks. If after 2 weeks they're not seeing any benefit from it, I let the doctor know to see if they want to go ahead and DC it because there's no reason to continue to give a medication that's not working, right? But hopefully, it's worth a shot. It's worth trying because it can be very effective. And if the steroid doesn't work, and you give it that 2-week trial period and see if the doctor wants to try something like Megace, because maybe that will be effective in your patient. So I hope this tip was helpful. If you have any tips that you think would be helpful for hospice nurses, please let me know. I'd love to share them here. Remember, together we can change our world. And please, 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 if you haven't already, go take the Hospice Nurse Your Opinion Matters survey because it's so important because your opinion really does matter.